Have you ever wondered what successful women do during their leisure time? Well, like anyone else, they have hobbies. But here's the difference. Their hobbies aren't just for relaxation. They are strategic investments in their personal growth, their building of networks, as well as their mental clarity. Now, as a C-suite executive myself, I am constantly around successful women, and I have noticed the patterns that we all have. Now, if you're interested in this kind of content where you are going to continue to elevate, hit the subscribe button down below, the notification. Don't forget to subscribe so that you are constantly elevating and so that you don't miss out. So the first hobby that successful women usually do is read. When it comes to reading, successful women don't just read for the sake of reading. They actually curate their overall reading list. If you've ever gone to a career development type of seminar or a conference training, or if you've been to a conference, one of the questions that is most asked of the presenter or of the panel of leaders is, what are you reading? What they're reading is books associated with leadership, whatever's going on in their overall industries, biographies, and books that are going to give them certain cultural awareness. So if you are going to be successful, one of the hobbies that you can engage in is reading. You could dedicate 30 minutes a day for reading. And if you don't have that kind of time, you could dedicate 15 minutes to reading right before you fall asleep at night. The key is to curate your reading list and invest time into reading because it's going to give you that competitive edge. And here's the thing. You can buy books, you can listen to books on tape. You can also go to the library where you are checking books out for free. The second hobby is tennis. Now, think Venus and Serena Williams. Now, we will all never become the greatest. Now, if you think about tennis, it is one of those sports where it's very physical. You can look at the sport and you can tell it takes a lot of power and stamina to run back and forth on the court. But what tennis also is it's strategic. You have to strategically think about where you're going to hit the ball in order to win. A lot of successful people play tennis. And if you are going to get into the sport, you can do it where it's not overly expensive in the beginning. You can start by playing on your public tennis courts. Also, try taking tennis lessons. In addition to that, you can generally get a tennis racket from a thrift store. Now, here is a fun fact and a bonus hobby. Serena Williams is not just the GOAT in terms of tennis. She is strategic in that she also speaks another language. She's fluent in French. Strategically, she recognized that if she was going to open more doors for herself, then learning another language is key. So the next hobby is wine appreciation. You don't have to actually drink in order to appreciate wine. Wine appreciation is one of those hobbies that is truly big in social circles of successful people. So whether you are participating in a wine club, going to specific wine events, or whether you are just learning the basics about wine, and of course, you can do this through reading. Learn about the various wines and the different regions. And if you want to take it a step further, you can actually create your own wine club with your friends and family. This is going to give you an opportunity to learn about wine, how to pair wine with different foods and different cheeses. So the next hobby is golf. Now, golf is that universal sport as it relates to business. You've heard that saying, decisions are made on the golf course, and they are. It is by far the ultimate business sport. Now, when it comes to golf, it is an opportunity for you to truly network because most companies and organizations have golf tournaments. People in the organization are doing golf or participating in golf. Here's a way to get into golf without spending a whole lot of money at the beginning, especially if you're not really sure if you're going to enjoy it. So you can purchase your clubs from a thrift store. Go to a thrift store in an affluent neighborhood. There, of course, because of the neighborhood, chances are people are playing a lot of golf. You can get golf clubs there without spending full retail. Also, you can go to different golf clubs or community centers and take golf lessons. Most of the time, they will offer a series of lessons for a set or flat fee. In addition to that, if you are not quite ready to get on the golf course, start by going to the driving range. There you can buy a bucket of balls, and it's less expensive than actually playing or paying to play a full round. It's an opportunity for you to connect with people and network. So the next hobby is art appreciation. Successful women really do invest time and money into the arts, whether they are visiting art museums or going to a play or maybe going to some of the other museums. They are spending time learning and appreciating art. And as you get more successful, you may even want to invest in art. It is one of those investments that generally grows over time if you select the right artist. Now, you don't want to start there. Start by going to an art exhibit in your community or in your city or state. And you can also follow art galleries on Instagram so that you are aware and know when the next opening is going to be near you, and so that you become familiar with artists and upcoming artists. Another hobby is journaling. So when we think of journaling, sometimes we don't think of it as a hobby, but it actually is a hobby. And if you look at successful women like Oprah Winfrey or Ariel Huffington, who is over the Huffington Post, they are two women who talk about how journaling aided in their overall success. So journaling is a great way to relax your mind, as well as put your thoughts on paper so that you can track where you're going and also where you've been, how much progress you've made. And when it comes to journaling, you can start this almost immediately. It doesn't take a lot of money to purchase a journal. You can even start with a spiral notebook. The key is to write down your thoughts, track your progress, and be consistent with it, because it is a hobby and it will help you to relax. Another hobby that successful women spend time doing is equestrian riding, horseback riding. Now, this is a hobby that's associated with quote unquote old money. Don't let that deter you. There is a certain population that enjoy horses, but perhaps if you're exposed to it, it is a hobby that you will enjoy. So instead of thinking of it as one of those hobbies that you can't get involved with, open your mind slightly and think of it as an opportunity for networking, an opportunity for access. Start small by educating yourself on equestrian riding, and you can do this through books as well as YouTube videos, but also go to your local stable. See if they're offering any courses as well as lessons as it relates to riding. And if you are an animal lover, this is a fantastic way to get out there and to start to connect with the horses. You will be surprised how much discipline that horseback riding takes, as well as how relaxing it can be once you learn to do it. So these are some hobbies that separate successful women from women who plateau. These are hobbies that are going to give you access as well as influence. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Tell me down below which one of these hobbies actually resonate with you. And if there is one here that you are now thinking about doing. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.